Hi, and welcome to Out of the Box Creative Makeup. I am incredibly excited about today's look. Today's creative makeup look is going to be a redo of one of the skull masks that I did, the death mask with the China print blue. We're going to redo it with new skill sets. Here's the final look. And prep work is done. I blocked out my eyebrows. I have my duct tape method here to kind of pull back, snatch, and open up my hooded eye space to give me a little bit more room for my canvas of painting. But also too, wig cap underneath here, and I have put saran wrap on my head to create a bald cap, okay? That's what I had around the house, saran wrap. And so being able to create so much more space for our look today. I'm going to start with our base color, which is going to be our pure white. This is our Krylon TV Paint Stick 070. Absolutely love it. Full coverage, beautiful cream, goes on easily. Here we go. All right, gone in with our base of the Krylon. Now I'm going to go into, this is once in that Ellis Atlantis, who was the season 1 of Glow Up winner. Recommended the Kimchi the Most Concealer. This is the white. I'll put the link in the description. But this is to help to continue to get an even wider base. And so, super easy to apply. I'm going to apply it all the areas that I would normally highlight and be super generous with the product. Especially with our bald cap as well. Make sure I get as much on here as possible. I'm sure I'll put more, but let's get going. All right, super happy with this coverage. All right, it's time to put in our powders. So the powder today, once again, using that white powder by Kimchi. This has been the best white powder that I have been able to find. As I mentioned before, the Mayron setting powder is great. I just really don't like how small the application is, and then it's like you have to dump it to be able to put it on, rather than kind of like a beauty where it comes with, you know, the beater and everything else like that. So. All right, time to beat and bake. So what I'm doing with the powder is that we're setting in the creams and locking in. So the powder itself will absorb the cream and the moisture. And so it'll lock in the color, and it'll lock in, you know, where it stays. So the product itself won't move. So as I go in and apply the other layers to this makeup, I'm building upon it, not necessarily taking away. And so it's really important to make sure that you use a lot of product. And in the drag world, this would be, as I'm hitting the applicator to my skin, I'm beating it. So if you've ever heard of, you know, beat that face, that's where it comes from. And baking is the time period in which the powder stays on the face. And so it's kind of like you're baking in the color, you're baking in the product into your face. And so no matter where it is, no matter where you apply it, that's where it stays. So we've gotten the beautiful white base, pretty consistent across. Now we're going to go in, we are going to be using basically the family of blues. And I'm going to be going in with some different eyeshadow palettes to create depth and different designs. We're also going to be doing a new technique where I'm actually taking like a press-on tattoo, and we're going to be putting those in kind of larger pieces and then incorporating them into it. So some of that detailing is done by these like temporary tattoos that I also got off of Amazon. But we're going to be going in with a little bit more of the detail first with a very small brush. Okay, this is actually an art brush, so it's like a painting brush, and this is a Cotman 111 Winsor & Newton, and so it's super thin. I love this for doing lines because the level of point is super fantastic. All right, so here we go. We're going to go in. We're just going to start etching out first, outlining the skull piece for the jaw. All right, so we have lips done with the teeth, okay? And here is going to be all shaded into the blues with our eyeshadow palette. Now I'm gonna go in for this one because it's gonna be beauty on top of all this stuff with the China print. I am gonna be doing kind of a drag eye rather than just kind of the normal like circles with the things. It's gonna be really dark as if it is kind of the eye sockets, but it's gonna be based around a little bit more of a beauty space of it. So I'm gonna get started on that. So I attempted to do the tattooing of the application. It did not work very well. So we're going to do all of this freehand, change of plans, changing it up a little bit. And so we're going to do all this freehand. So I'm going to kind of do the process quickly so you can kind of see a little bit of the elements, but let's get going. Now that we did all the detailing, came out really well. Now we're going to start going in with the shadows, our powders, and we're going to start shading in all of those lines and things like that there. And of course, then doing the eye. Today I'm going to be using a few different palettes. I'm going to be using our Beverly Hills Blueberry Muffin, Beverly Hills Beautiful in Barcelona, a Melt Blueprint, as well as my Color Studio Beauty Gazed. I'm trying to get as many different colors of the blue and being able to kind of darken and shade and create a lot of dimension within this. All right, let's get started. One thing that I'm doing with this lighter shade of the blue is I'm going slightly over the outline, because what I'm trying to create is a slight shadow effect, so it looks like the edge is rounded to the mask. And so when I go slightly over, it kind of blurs and it creates this shadow as if the light was hitting it at a curved point. And so by doing that, it allows the mask to look rounded like the face rather than two-dimensional. And so when I do that, so it's okay to go a little bit over, or if you have a little bit of fallout from your product. And remember that as I'm putting this, because it's a grease paint that I put on, it's not going to set until it has a powder over it. So I have to be very careful with the edge to make sure that I'm dabbing straight up and down so then I don't smear the detail of that there. Okay. A little bit of symmetry here. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a darker shade. And here is the final look. We went in, did some detail around the shading and things like that. My wick cap is kind of moving slightly, so I lost a little bit of the detail in the center. However, went back and touched it up. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please hit like and subscribe. I'll have more content coming your way. Thank you so much.